What's up, guys? Back again for another review. Today we're going to take a look at an exclusive Black Series figure that is just now starting to hit shelves. We have got the REY on CRAIT exclusive from Toys R Us. So we've got our artwork on the front. It is kind of a bigger box with a window on the inside. We've got our Toys R Us sticker there. Velcro shut. We've got a shot of the figure and then all of the bits and pieces and explanation of what it comes with. We've got REY, we've got the base, we have got the accessories, and then the back has some more product shots and then a write-up. So let's pull her out and take a look. Alright guys, so here is our figure and base out of the packaging, and there's some good and there's some not as good going on with this figure. For the most part, this is a repack just with some tweaks and some obvious changes, and then of course we get the big base for the CRAIT diorama scene that they want to construct here. So I'm not going to go too far into articulation on this figure because we've already seen it. If you want an in-depth look at articulation, take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 video I did with REY and Luke in that exclusive 2-pack, but it's standard Black Series stuff. There is nothing special, nothing different, nothing new here. As far as the figure itself goes, I think it has some improvements over the initial release REY. I'm not 100% sold that this thing needed soft goods, but it's also not a negative for this figure either. So it's cool. I'm going to take it, and it makes her stand out compared to the first one, which is a positive. And we'll do some comparisons shortly of what is different and what is similar between the two figures. But let's take a look at the figure itself first. We'll take a look at accessories, and then we'll examine this base. So one of the big things for me that is going on here is that we have a different face. I'm not 100% sure that this is a new head sculpt. I think this is just more paint application and different paint application on this face. So when we do comparison, I'll show a shot of both of them next to each other. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. But the figure is sculpted pretty well. I do like this design for REY. I like this outfit. I like the way it looks on her. So it's got that going for it. It is, again, just a different interpretation of what we've already seen in the Black Series. So if you've got that first figure, you know mostly what to expect here. It's just we've got soft goods this time around, and they do hang on her pretty well. I don't have any issues with how they look. You can still kind of see that this is an instance where this scale is kind of a sore spot for soft goods. Sometimes it doesn't just work. I think this is kind of an in-between. It looks kind of weird sometimes, but at other times it looks well. I don't have any issues with it hanging incorrectly or anything being undersized or oversized. So the fabric that is here does fit the character, fit the size of the figure, and it's ratty enough that I can see it being something that is, maybe a little more battle-worn at this point in the movie. Because I don't know that we've seen REY on CRAIT in the previews yet. I don't think we have. So I assume she goes there, middle of the movie probably is what I'm guessing at this point. Just my speculation here. But I do like this figure. I think I prefer this one better than the regular figure. It's still not great, and I still am really, really, really wanting that face printing tech to hit the Black Series, and it's really going to catapult this line into something special, I think. But for now, I think this is the best REY that we've gotten. I still think the paint is a little kind of weird on her face. Her eyes look unnecessarily small to me. I saw somebody mention on Instagram that this is the Korean REY, and once I saw that, I'm not sure that I can't unsee that now. I can kind of see what they mean by that. But overall, I think it does look pretty good. So again, it's a standard Black Series figure. You've seen all of this before. It's just different applications of the design and the look, and you'll be able to see more of that when I compare them. So let's take a quick look at accessories, and then we'll look at this base back here. So we have got her lightsaber. So this is the Skywalker saber. It's the same one we got with the first figure, so there's nothing new there. If you're used to Black Series sabers, you know what to get here. The blade is removable, so we got that. We have got her blaster. This is a different accessory, so you can hear that. This is one of the die-cast pieces. That's one of the selling points to this deluxe set. I do not care at all about this being die-cast. I don't see the need for it. It is slightly heavier. I think it is sculpted a little better. It holds its sculpt better, if that makes any sense. It has a little bit of paint on it, but for the most part it's just silver, and you can fit it in her holster. But at that point, if it's in her holster, what difference does it make what material it's made out of? I don't really care. I think it was an odd choice to use die-cast at all for these. I'm more interested in what the Kylo Ren set has in terms of die-cast. This only has the gun and another hilt. So you can hear that when it hits the table here. I do have a problem putting the blade in this. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be used. I don't know. But it does not want to sit in there all the way. I can get it in, but then you can still see the kind of nub for the lightsaber where it hasn't fully pegged in all the way. It's the same size, same sculpt, same paint. It's just die cast. So if you need that, you get it. And then we've got Rey's staff. We've seen this a bunch of times already. Same thing we've always had. Nothing special here. Put it over her. She can wear it. And it's a cool staff. It's a cool weapon. It's different. It's slightly unique in the Star Wars universe, at least as far as what we have now. So it's a cool weapon, but I'm not ever going to use it. And this makes number 5, I think, that I have. Now, as far as this base goes, I think the design is kind of cool. I like the idea of a, this kind of sandy, deserty kind of planet. We don't have any of those in the Star Wars universe, so that's cool. But, it's got that red, sandy stone look that's going on with it. We still don't really know a lot about the planet, but I like this design just from the sense that it looks like it's kind of a jagged, rocky, mountainous landscape. And it's different, and the colors really stand out, and it will look different on a shelf. It is 2 pieces. We've got this piece. This is where Rey actually stands. It has 1 peg hole, as best I can tell. And then these little pieces right here that look like, sculpting on the bottom actually peg in here. There's no real locking down of anything, but once it's on, it'll stay on. My only real issue is that it's not 100% level. You can kind of see that this piece over here sits a little lower than this piece because it's just really resting on top. It doesn't present a problem really, but it's something that I noticed, and I can kind of see a shadow underneath this piece where I really don't on this side. But the overall design, I think, is cool. Looks kind of like a shale, rocky landscape. It's different. It's fun. It's got what looks like a turbine or something, probably from one of those speeders that we've seen in the trailer on the battlefield at CRAIT. So that's what I'm assuming this is. There is some paint on it for these little wires, and then a lot of dry brushing going on around here just to dirty it up a bit. So it looks cool. I like it. It's supposed to be like a downed plane type scene, something like that. So you can peg Rey on here, and it's a really tight fit, but then you can, have her stand on it a little bit and get her into something like that where she's, maybe kind of scouting the landscape or, looking at an enemy or, who knows what's going on. We really don't know. But I do like this base. I think it's different. I think it's fun. It's got some good paint applications where it has it, and it's nice and big too, so it will look very different on a shelf, and different's always good as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's do a comparison here because there is a lot more different than I originally expected. A lot of it is little stuff that I can't explain why it's different, but it's different. So the head is obviously very different. This head is a lot more lifeless than this one. They're still not very expressive, but I prefer this head sculpt or this head paint job. I still think that the head sculpts are identical. If someone knows different, let me know. I would love to be corrected if I am wrong in that regard. Obviously, we have the soft goods that are going on this one versus this one. It really comes down to personal preference. I kind of like the soft goods more, but I still think that this is an acceptable figure and design as well. I don't think this needed soft goods, but it doesn't look bad. You can see that the black, like the under shirt, I don't know what to call it, does not cover her entire waist on this figure, but the soft goods does. It could just be a necessary evil with the soft goods. I'm going to chalk it up to that. There is a weathering, a dirty paint job on the wraps on her arms, whereas there's no paint on these. The browns on the wrist gauntlet and the boots are lighter on the new figure than the old. The belt is a different shade of brown. There is a sash going on underneath that belt. I guess it's a belt, really. That is black on this figure, and it is not. It's the same gray as the rest of her robes on this figure. We have a bit of battle damage on this figure. You can see there's some blood on her right arm. We've got nothing here. So there is a bit going on that is slightly different. Nothing that's overtly changed, but you can see that at the very least, she maybe has been in a battle. I'm going to knock both of these over now, probably. She's maybe been in a battle or is supposed to be in battle on CRAIT, possibly. That's why she's dirty. That's why she's got that cut on her arm, whereas this is earlier in the movie Rey, is what I'm assuming. That's kind of how I'm taking it to be. This is the beginning of the movie, this is maybe the middle of the movie, and there's been a scuffle of some kind. So at the end of the day, I think this is a pretty decent set. It really comes down to, do you think you need a second figure that is almost identical to what you already have that just comes with extra stuff? I think the die cast is completely unnecessary, and that's really just a goofy selling point that doesn't need to exist. This thing is $35, so you're paying almost double for basically just some tweaks to a figure you've already got, probably. I'm assuming most folks have her by now. And then you're getting a big chunk of plastic for that crate base. So if you really need the diorama piece, then yeah, grab it. If you don't necessarily need another Rey and you're satisfied with that first one, you could probably skip it. I do like it. I think it is a good figure. It's got some nice updates, some changes. So that is going to do it for this look at the Toys R Us exclusive Rey figure with the crate base from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time.